One, two, three, action. My name is Shira. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Philadelphia and I currently live in Murcia, Spain. I just graduated from college in May and I decided to backpack Europe for 2 months. And then while I was backpacking, I took a job teaching English here in Spain. And Black Girl World Traveler is a black woman who is revolutionary, who is that bitch who loves to have fun, loves to travel, loves to talk, loves to storytell, loves to write, and loves to and seeks to learn from others. And yeah, that's all. That's who Black Girl World Traveler is. I started Black Girl World Traveler because I wanted to find my voice as a woman. I went to a predominantly white institution that I really did not like at all. And I felt very silenced. I'm generally an outspoken person, but I felt like that experience being in a predominantly white space where racism was just so rampant and non-white people were just isolated, I definitely felt silenced. And I wanted to do something in addition to traveling to help me find my voice. And also, I felt like for the first time in my life, I actually felt like a woman. I was like, okay, like, wow, I'm actually grown now. Like, when I turned 18, I felt like, okay, I'm grown. But then, like, once you graduate college, it's a different ballgame. It's like, you on your own, you got to figure out life for yourself 100 million%. And so, I was like, okay, if I start this blog, I can use this as a way to write, tell my story, and figure out exactly what I want to say. And I also feel like through my blog, I would learn how to, another reason why I started it, I would learn how to think before I speak. Like, I say directly what's on my mind sometimes. But with blogging and writing, it's, you know, you have to edit it, and I'm not used to that. I'm a very raw, honest, say first thing comes to my mind kind of person. But one thing that you have to learn as an adult is, you know, how to be tact and diplomatic and to think before you speak, really. It's a lifelong journey. And I knew that my blog would like help me do that. What story do I want to tell? Which stories do I want to keep? So that's been really cool. But my main reason for starting Black Girl World Traveler was to find my voice as a young black woman. Why did I start traveling? Because it was free. Because it was free. If you are watching this and you are in college, you were in high school, whatever, and your school got money, take them for all the money they got. Take advantage of every free opportunity, free lunch, free meal, free trip, free house, whatever. Take advantage of it. So I went to a PWI, predominantly white institution, and I knew that it just wasn't for me, but the financial aid was so good. And they had so many free programs. They had free travel programs, free vouchers to like get electronics. Sometimes they had good financial aid. I didn't have to pay out of pocket. All these free cultural events, free food. The biggest thing was the free food. But they had this program that sophomores could go to like different places depending on like these different classes. So you lived with people in the dorm hall and you also took the same class. And I knew I wanted to do it because I just knew I wanted to travel, and I really wanted to go to Cuba because of all the travel destinations. I felt like that was the best one, and I knew that I would be able to connect with Afro-Cuban people. I'm all about Africa, all about Afro. I'm just really pro-black, and just, that's me. Power to the people, give all the people the power. 100%. My politics is clear now. So I did that, and then after that, I studied abroad in Ecuador, which was also free. Nothing in life is free, but it was basically free. My school gave me money to study abroad in Ecuador, and I also went to Colombia, and I absolutely love Colombia so much. And then so I was thinking about travel because that was sophomore year I went to Cuba, junior year I went to Ecuador and Colombia. So by when I had returned back, I was a senior, so I was always thinking about like travel by this point. And then I met a young lady. Well, I already knew her. Her name was Joy. Joy worked at one of my jobs, so I had like 4 jobs on campus to support myself. Like I had my tuition and housing and room and board covered, but I needed to like live. Like I didn't have any, I didn't, and I just don't have any support from family. So Joy was like, but long story short, I asked Joy, I said, what are you doing for once you graduate? Like I asked the question that you're not supposed to ask a college senior. What are you doing after you graduate? She's like, I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna backpack Europe with my friends for 6 weeks. I was like, where y'all going? You know, nosy. And she tells me, and I'm like, how much is this? And she was like, only like $3,500 or something. I was like, I could do that too. Like I just thought that. Like I was like, oh my God, I didn't tell her that, but I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then I was like, wow, I could do that too. So I just said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And from there, I started saving every 2 weeks, $110. So at the end, I had $3,000 saved up. I'll link my 10 Steps to Travel video down below because that covers like exactly like how I did it. And so I was like, okay, and I did it. And then the next year, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I turned down an offer from a corporate America job offer. I didn't want to go to corporate America. I was already living in corporate America, but like by being at a PWI, I was like, no. I got rejected from Peace Corps in Lesotho, Africa, which is in South Africa. And I didn't know what I was going to do. But I knew I was going to backpack because I had been saving since I had got back from studying abroad. So I just kind of like just happened. And then I graduated May 13th. I was backpacking by May 30th. And on June 9th, I actually got the acceptance letter that I was in Paris, that I was going to be accepted into the program that I'm doing now, teaching English in Spain. So I was just like, well, I guess I'm going to Spain. It was just like by casuality, like nothing was planned. I had no plans. I was gonna I was going to backpack Europe, come home and try to recover from 4 years at a stressful institution and then try to figure it out. Like I had no plan. I just let life happen, which is not normal for me because typically I am always like, okay, I gotta be on it and super organized and super like this. But I just let it happen. So just let stuff happen. What does traveling do for you? Traveling makes me feel like I can do anything. To be honest with you, you gotta be so bold to travel. And I realize that now. Before, well, I used to think, okay, this is nothing. Like, this is okay. Like, I'm moving to Spain, but it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why I thought like that, but that's just how I felt. But it takes guts to, like, put yourself in knowingly uncomfortable situations. Like, I knew I was coming to a white country. I'm black. I just recovered from I just was in a problematic space for 4 years. But traveling also makes me feel like, okay, like you doing something right at the same time. Like, okay, this is what I should be doing. This is helping me grow and mature as a person. This is making me stronger. This is making me learn how to communicate myself, because sometimes there's a language barrier. I'm not always in Spain. I travel outside of Spain, so I have to learn how to communicate and communicate efficiently. This damn car. Let me get some wine. It's not wine, y'all. It's cranberry juice. But we're going to pretend that it's Tinto Verano. We're going to pretend because I need some. Because I came up with the name Black Girl World Traveler actually just like thinking in my head. I was like, okay, I knew I needed to document my experience. So I was like, okay, I need a blog. So okay, I can just, make a website. And then I was thinking of names. So I had a list. I deleted the list. And you would think about like iPhones and like iCloud, it would be saved. Like I would be able to find it, but I literally cannot. 1 second, y'all. But literally, I cannot find it. I know the other name that I was considering for my blog was Eco Style Traveler. And I just asked my cousin, I was like, I sent her the list and she still doesn't have that list either. I was like, which one of these sounds the best? But by then I had already decided on Black Girl World Traveler. And she was like, yeah, I like Black Girl World Traveler. I was like, okay. That was like the confirmation that I needed. Because I was already going to date with Black Girl World Traveler by that point. Because I was just looking. You know, you just look at something over and over again. I kept looking at the list, kept looking at the list for a few days. And I was just like, okay, Black Girl World Traveler it is. And I think I thought about Black Girl World Traveler because although I am a woman, I still feel like a black girl sometimes, in the sense that I'm still growing and still maturing like a young girl would. And so that's where the Black Girl, my block is always high, y'all. Because I am a black girl and because I'm still learning, I wanted to incorporate that in the name. And the World Traveler is what I also seek to be. I seek to be someone who travels the world. And when I decided to start traveling, I always knew that my ultimate travel goal was going to be Africa. So I knew I was already going to Europe from the United States, of Jamaican descent. And I was traveling to Europe, so I said, okay, I'm thinking about the world. So World Traveler is just something I'm trying to manifest. I wanted to manifest, and that's what I'm doing by living in Europe for this year. My travel inspirations are, I would just honestly say Glow Graphics on Instagram. When I decided to backpack Europe, I like Googled. I was like, okay, I think I maybe did like Black Girl in Europe or Black People's Black Women Experience in Europe. And Gloria, that's her name, Glow Graphics on Instagram. That's the only blog that came up, and she has it was so many resources, and I was just like, wow, this is so dope. And she had I think the first article I read from her was, the first article that I read by Glow was, like the top 10 most black friendly travel destinations. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm going to a couple of these places. Okay. And then from there, I follow her on Instagram, and I'm just, she's someone I really, really respect in this travel industry game. My top travel destination is Africa. I am very black. I'm black and I'm proud. My politics are very clear. And Africa is the motherland, and I want to eventually go back and connect with my people. I would like to do the genealogy test to figure out exactly where my ancestors were stolen from in Africa. But I think that'll come with time. Like, I always thought that another one of my travel goals was to visit every continent before I turned 30. So I always thought that Africa would be my last continent. Just because I want to get so much experience and I want to have more money by then, to be able to do the things that I really want to do in Africa. But Africa is just my ultimate destination, and more than likely it's going to be Western Africa, because that's where the slave trade was most prevalent. The Atlantic slave trade was most prevalent in West Africa, so I'm pretty sure that my genealogy will link me back there. So I'm excited to go to Africa. I'm going to visit Africa very soon, sooner than 30. I'm 22, so it's very soon, which I'm excited about. But I'm not going to Western Africa, and I still haven't done a genealogy test, so I still have a lot of work to do before I get to really, really get to Africa. So my blog posts are meant to teach and inform. Teach you how to learn. Teach you how to get tips and tricks on how to finesse your way through to the cheapest travel excursion that you possibly can have. I think I never traveled as a kid. Like, travel just wasn't something that I did as a poor person. Like, we barely had food to eat. So the fact that I'm able to travel and that I thought of this idea to travel is just very foreign to me, and I feel like it was foreign to me, and I didn't. But I knew that, when I know I didn't have money like that. I knew I had a limited amount of money. So when I backpacked Europe, I said, you know what, I'm only spending $3,000, and that's exactly what I did. I spent $3,000 for 8 weeks. So I hope that with my blog posts, I'm teaching people how to save money. I hope that I'm teaching people about different travel destinations, things that they may need to know. Like, I'm always writing about black hair, if it's black friendly or not, to convey that traveling should be done like at one's own pace. Because lately I've been trying to like get to every travel destination, and honestly, right now I'm supposed to be in Denmark. I had a flight booked for yesterday, which was for today, this morning, and I'm here still in Spain, and that's because I had to just slow down and not become so obsessed and intent on traveling all the time and everywhere, and getting so enamored by the idea of cheap travel in Europe. So just that's probably the biggest thing I want people to know, is just to take away a good sense of wellness. Not just only just travel aspect, but just in life. Put yourself first. It's okay to just relax and schedule time on your calendar to do absolutely nothing. I personally haven't learned that well enough to be able to really do that, and I had to learn it the hard way. So when I say I had to learn that the hard way, I mean is that I lost money. So I couldn't cancel the flight. I couldn't get my money back. So I lost, I think, 70 euros, but I still have my mental health, and I'm in a much better place. And I think that I'm going to be able to put out better content, and I think that I'm going to be able to rest more, and I think I'm just going to be happy overall, and that's more than just, spending a weekend in Denmark. So that's what I hope to convey with my blog posts, and I just want my blogs to, I want people to see themselves in my blog, right? Like, when I Googled black women in Europe, or wherever I Googled when I was ready to backpack Europe, it's a sad shame that I only found one blog, right? Like, there needs to be 5, 10, 15,000, 100 blogs of black women traveling the world, and I'm happy that I'm entering into that space so that so I can be one of the many people who little girls can follow and seek and see themselves represented, and I think representation is everything, and having one of anything is just never good. in most cases, having one of something is not good. So definitely follow me on Snapchat at Shira Smiley, ShiraSmillie. That is where I like post like my daily things, what I'm doing on a daily basis, not just travel stuff. I could be getting my hair done. I could just be laughing about something. I could be on the road making jokes with a random person I just met. Definitely follow me on Snapchat. Snapchat is where I post I don't post every minute of my day, but like all the stuff that the daily stuff throughout my day. On Facebook, you can like my page, Black Girl at Black Girl World Traveler. BlackGirlWorldTraveler. Like my Facebook page at Black Girl World Traveler, and on there I post all my travel updates, what I'm doing, my reflections about a travel experience I've had in a specific location, and that's similar actually to how I also use my Instagram. The Instagram is more like the carefully curated version. Sometimes on my Instagram story, I always post like my daily stuff. So when I post on Snapchat, I also post on my Instagram story as well. But Instagram is like you see like the highlights, the cute pictures, or whatever, or the pictures that I try to get. Because y'all know I'm still doing all of this off of my phone, which broke twice. My phone broke twice in less than 2 months. No. My phone, I'm lying to y'all. My phone has broke in December. My phone broke in February, January, and twice. My phone has broke 4 times in the 5 months that I've been here in Spain. And I have never broken a phone. No. Oh, I did once in Jamaica, but I didn't break it. I like opened my bag and the screen was shattered. I guess it overheated. I don't know. But anyways, my phone has broke 4 times. Twice. It was like twice in 1 week. Y'all, I would like people to take away that they know me. Not just, oh, she went to this nice place. Like, I see Shira. I see Black Girl World Traveler, because we are one and the same. I see a young woman striving, trying her best to make something of herself, and who's busting her ass and hustling and trying to figure out life and trying to meet new people and try to network. I want you to take away that I'm a hard worker, and that I'm trying to make the most of my life. And I also want you to see yourself in me when you view my vlog. The future of Black Girl World Traveler is that we're now starting to sell merchandise. I say we, meaning Black Girl World Traveler and Shira, one and the same. You can find this t-shirt, Black Girl World Traveler, black with a white box, along with other designs and some similar to this at my website, blackgirlworldtraveler.com. And don't forget to click on the shop button. I decided to start selling merchandise because I was in Poland, actually. And I liked Poland. I went to Krakow. And I honestly, for the first time, was like, wow, I'm Black. Now, I took a tour in Krakow, and the tour guide told me, like, over 90% of people that live in Poland are of Polish descent. Meaning, basically, that they're white. And so I was like, it's very obvious, because I stuck out like a sore thumb. Now, I didn't feel any racism at all. Like, I felt like, that's one thing I did like about Poland. People just went about their day. Like, I didn't feel like I was it was clear that I was the only Black person, but it wasn't, I was never purposely singled out like I had been in other countries. And so when I was in Poland, I was like, wow, I'm Black. And it made me think about, I was in an exhibit in Germany, in Berlin actually, and I read a quote. I went to Germany first and then Poland, which is why the two clicked together for me. This is on my backpacking trip. It said, what do you get when you splatter black paint on a white surface? I was like, wow. What happens? That shit sticks out. And so I was like, wow. When I was in Poland experiencing being the only Black person all the time, I was just like, wow, like, I'm that black splatter paint. And so I thought of this t-shirt, but it's like at the reverse. This is like white on a black canvas, but we also have black on a white and a gray canvas, actually. So I don't know why, but that's just what I thought of. And it wasn't until I was in Vienna this past New Year's, I was like, okay, I just want to do this design. Like, this is just what I thought of. But it's so true. I think especially being from the US, where everything is such a black and white binary, Black versus white, the t-shirt makes perfect sense. And me being a scholar of African American history, it just all makes sense. It all makes sense. It all just fits together so beautifully. So this is our t-shirt. This is the original design, Black Girl World Traveler. And I'm very proud of it. And don't forget to shop this look and others like it at my website, blackgirlworldtraveler.com. Click on the shop button and tag me. And once you have your merchandise, we can repost you.